Welcome to Good Morning Vail for this Monday, September 4th edition. I am your host, Ben Roof, and it is Labor Day today. So we're going to be talking a little bit about working in the Valley, and we're definitely going to be talking a little bit about some food. So your first hour of your Labor Day edition of Good Morning Vail starts now.
Here at Sun & Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun & Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. In honor of Labor Day, we're going to have a conversation hosted by Chris Romer and Mountain Perspectives about workforces in the Vail Valley and how we can best maximize our impact there. Let's start that interview now. It's not
Welcome to Mountain Perspectives, a program where we dive deeply into a variety of topics with esteemed panelists. I'm Chris Romer, your moderator for today's episode. A little bit about me. I am the president and CEO of Vail Valley Partnership, the regional chamber of commerce and economic development organization here in Eagle County. I also serve as an elected trustee for Colorado Mountain College and involved in a number of different initiatives and boards throughout the community. So less about me and more about our esteemed panel. Today's topic is workforce in Eagle County. My fellow panelists are Anna Robinson, Mark Brennan, and Carolyn Tucker. Let's dive right in, shall we, guys? I would like you guys to do individual introductions and introduce yourselves to the audience with who you are and what organization you're with and some of the work you do that will expand as we go through the show today. Anna, we'll start with you.
I'm Anna Robinson. I work for the Vail Valley Partnership with Chris. I am the program manager for the partnership, and I also run our 501c3 arm called Vail Valley Works, which is a nonprofit dedicated to workforce development. We do professional development, skills training, youth apprenticeships, DEI, and mental wellness initiatives.
All the important things.
All the
Now, there's lots of other important things too, but those are some of the important things. That's all the important things that Vail Valley Works and the partnership do. Thank you, Anna. Mark, how about you?
Hi everyone, my name is Mark Brennan and I'm College Vice President and Campus Dean at Colorado Mountain College, Vail Valley at Edwards Campus. Bit of a mouthful. What is my role at that campus? Well, my role is really what we're talking about here today, is to kind of work with the community, understand what their needs are, and to try and work towards creating those educational opportunities for our students.
Yeah, and Mark, where's that accent from?
It's from Colorado, Chris.
Colorado accent?
I come from
wish I had that Colorado accent, Mark.
No, I come from a land down under. So yeah, I bring all my Australian experience to a very unique place in Colorado.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
And Carolyn, how about you?
Hello, everybody. I'm Carolyn Tucker. I'm with the Workforce Center, and we're based over here in Edwards, and we also have an office in Leadville. And our role is to really help every Coloradan either find a job, get a promotion, or develop skills so that they can be successful in their work life. We do things like resume building, interview skills, all kinds of free training, and work really closely with all the partners here to really lift up the workforce in the Vail Valley.
Yeah, and throughout the entire state and the mountain region for you
true.
Specifically. So let's take a step back and let's work to define workforce. What is workforce and what is workforce development? These are terms that we see in the paper and maybe we're watching this, but what does it really mean? And Carolyn, maybe we'll start with you. What is workforce development? What does workforce mean to you? Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, you and I had a conversation a little while ago, and anytime you kind of have this big nebulous label, workforce, it doesn't mean much. But workforce is actually made up of every single individual. So the person that you see at the come and go, the person that you see at the pizza parlor, my colleagues, my brother, my husband, we're all in the workforce. We all have individual needs. And so when we talk about workforce development, in my opinion, what it means is developing those individuals, developing those skills, creating pathways so that people can realize their dreams or they can realize their goals. And there's tons of resources around the Valley to do that, but it really brings it down to people, and our people make up the workforce, and we can't lose sight of those individuals.
Yeah, I think it's such an important point. We'll dive into a number of the resources over the course of this show, but the idea that it's not this nebulous thing, that it's about helping people. And successful people make a successful community, make successful businesses, and this ebb and flow, it's not a linear pathway. It's based and centered around our people and around our community members. So I love that answer. Mark, I'm going to ask you to follow up on that one. What does workforce development mean to you, and why is it important?
You know, Chris, today I'll probably keep using the word opportunity a lot. You know, one of the kind of missions of the college is to kind of contribute, I guess, to the elevation of our communities. And so, you know, what workforce development for me is creating educational opportunities for our students and actually kind of connecting those with the needs of our community. You know, putting our students in jobs that will allow them to continue to live in the community, you know, an affordable, you know, a decent wage so that they can stay here and thrive and continue to raise families. That's the mission of our campus, and that's the mission of our college.
Yeah, and let's explore a little bit more about that. And I think we'll have some time later on to dive into some of the exact details, but I think it's so important for the role that Colorado Mountain College plays. Can you give an example or two of some of the programs to make your previous comment real?
Sure, you know, and I'm going to start early. Where we start early is in our high schools with our dual enrollment programs. You know, Colorado Mountain College is a bit of a nebulous beast. Like, we have certificate programs, associate degrees, and bachelor degrees. But in our high schools, we actually have a few technical certificates that students can do. So for those students who may not be interested in attending college, they can enter into our automotive program and graduate from high school with a number of certificates that actually help them get a good paying job. Or they could do our nurse aid program. It's a 1-semester course. They graduate from high school and they go straight into the healthcare profession. So there are a couple of examples of where we're working with the schools to create different pathways for students, which still create pathways into the workforce.
Yeah, and I think that I'm glad you mentioned those, because I think that education to employment pipeline, when we talk about workforce and people think about workforce, they're not necessarily thinking about students in high school.
Yep.
They're not necessarily thinking about how we grow our own. Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily thinking about that. They're thinking of maybe mid-career professionals or how we upskill people, which is important and we'll talk about. But I'm glad you touched on the employment, education to employment pipeline, because I think it's a really important component and why workforce is so essential to everything that we do. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Mark. Anna, last and certainly not least, for you, what does workforce mean to you, and why is it important?
To me, it's looking at your people, like Carolyn said, and looking at them as a natural resource. And workforce development, in my view, is how do we create the best possible environment for those people to thrive. So what resources are we bringing in? How are we communicating that? And how are we raising awareness of all the opportunities in the community? And those are your people that are here. It's your future workforce, but it's also how do you Sherpa in the outside talent when it is needed, because we'd all love to grow it here all the time, but it's not always possible. But we need to make sure that those people are also able to thrive.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit, because we've got three people from three very different organizations, right? A nonprofit organization working with the business community, a college, higher education. How fortunate are we to have a great Chamber of Commerce? Shameless plug.
Shameless.
And a great college system here. Historically community college, now 4-year degrees and everything else. And a state agency that's designed and created solely to help people with the employment opportunities and the skilling and everything. So let's talk about collaboration. How do you each, and we'll start with Anna since we ended with you last time. How do you embrace collaboration? Why is collaboration important when it comes to these people initiatives, these workforce initiatives?
It's necessary. I mean, we can't do what we do without each other. There's no one organization that provides all of it. And so I think that it's incredibly important for us to lean on each other, to not be redundant. I don't need to offer the trainings that Colorado Mountain College offers. So I think that the collaboration is incredibly important because it allows each organization to see the need and fill the need. And when we can work together to do that, it really makes the most of our resources.
And in Eagle County, I think that's perfect. And in Eagle County, I think we're so unique because we are and have been relentlessly collaborative, more so than most neighboring communities and more so than most of my colleagues around the country. I get calls all the time. How do you guys do this? It's because we collaborate and because we work together. And I don't know that it's a secret sauce so much, but everyone almost universally is like, wow, like it's not that crazy. It's hard.
Yeah,
but
it's not crazy. It's hard.
It's not
I
crazy.
like that.
Mark, how about you? What's around the idea of working together in collaboration, and how does CMC play a role in that?
I mean, I don't think we could actually do anything that we do without the partnerships that we have. I mentioned before about dual enrollment. It's a partnership with the school district that allows us to actually have one of the very largest programs in the state. We're servicing 700 to 800 students per semester in those programs. But partnerships are really important for the kind of experiences that we need our students to have. On our campus, we do a lot of health science programming. We have really strong partnerships with organisations like Vail House, so our students can get those clinical experiences that they need. I mean, without those, we couldn't offer EMT, paramedic, phlebotomy, and so forth. Again, with the school district, we have a very tight partnership around our education program as well. It's a win-win situation for everybody. It's like, come to us and tell us what you need, and then help us bring it to life.
Yeah, that's great. And you've done that in any number of ways.
Yes.
Over the years and in your tenure as well. So thanks to you and the team at CMC for that continued focus on the partnerships and the industry partnerships and helping provide that pathway through all those important, many first responder roles in this community. Carolyn, for you, how does a state agency like the Workforce Center, how do you think about collaboration? Why are these community partnerships important?
Well, I always love to say this, that the Workforce Center is probably the best kept secret in the community because we don't have a marketing budget, and all of the funds that we get go right to direct services to prospective employees, employee development, job seeker services. So we're a really kind of under the radar type of organization. So partnerships with CMC and VVP and any other community group really elevates our visibility, and then we can talk and tell our story about the services that we offer. Kind of like what Mark was talking about, some people, and we see a lot of people across the spectrum of, hey, I'm getting my very first job, I don't know what to do, I don't have a resume, so how can you help me build it? To, hey, I just got laid off and I am clueless and I'm still in shock, what do I do? We, kind of parse through all that stuff and say, well, here's your opportunities, here's your thoughts. Try CMC for some things, try some leadership skills and programs with VVP. And so we can't do it all. And so we definitely focus on partnerships and collaborations because we can do more together and we can offer more resources together. We're the conduit for the state from a grant funding perspective and from some other monies that directly impact job seekers. And so we want to share the love of that to our partnerships. And we need bodies, we need people, everyone else has people, and we can come together with those resources.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you all for exploring that idea of collaboration and what it means for workforce in Eagle County. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back before you know it.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on tv8vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Hi there, I just wanted to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Avisha Scarborough, and I'm the host of Vail Vibes, a show about all the amazing stuff going on here in Vail and surrounding areas I'm going to tell you all about so you don't miss a thing. And I just want to say that I love being part of this community, and it's an amazing place to be.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
In America's heartland, living close to the land, there's a love for the country and a pride in the brand. In America's heartland, living close to the land. In America's heartland, close to the land.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Mountain Perspectives. I'm Chris Romer, President and CEO of Vail Valley Partnership. I'm joined by Anna Robinson with the Vail Valley Partnership and Vail Valley Works, Mark Brennan with Colorado Mountain College, and Carolyn Tucker with the Colorado Workforce Center. And we're talking about workforce in Eagle County and workforce development and workforce programming. In the first session, we talked a lot about people and collaboration, how workforce is really about helping our people which helps our businesses, which helps our community, and how working together makes all of that happen. Let's take a step back and talk about kind of the trends that we're seeing and the things that are affecting and impacting workforce in Eagle County. Carolyn, we'll start with you. What's the data tell us? What do you have to share around trends?
So the data, and I'll talk specifically about demographic data and ages and people, because that's directly impacting the workforce. So as everyone knows, baby boomers were one of the largest demographic groups, and they are all kind of getting close, if not already stepping outside the workforce. They are retiring, they're choosing to do something else, they're stepping away. That leaves a huge void. And the Gen Z and the Gen X and the Gen Y and the millennials, there's not enough people coming through. So what we've seen over the last few years, even before COVID, was an unemployment rate below 3% for Eagle County, and it's going to continue to be very low unemployment. So it's, I hate to say this, for the business community, it's still going to be difficult to find skilled people, which is why these partnerships are so critical as we grow that workforce. So those trends are impacting the workforce. Again, less bodies. We're seeing a trend toward still a tension between remote work and office work, and that tension is going to continue. We're seeing a shift in how businesses work with employees, and that means kind of checking in on work-life balance, on benefit packages, on livable wages, or at least maybe a competitive wage. And then we're actually talking about place. Where do people want to work? Can they work remote? Which makes Eagle County really attractive for those remote workers, but as everyone understands, there's consequences to that. So those types of trends are going to continue. Technology, because we have to do more with less, and the pace of change is so fast, we're going to need more training, more skilling, more consistent types of programs like that, and implementation of that technology in the business community.
There's so much to unpack there. I look forward to the future Mountain Perspective show on ChatGPT and on the impacts of AI. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. And I think the biggest theme, and I talk about this a lot, is it's really a math problem. We have a math problem. We have more people retiring than we have coming into the workforce. We have approximately 3,500 open positions. With a very low unemployment. So there's about a 10 to 1 unemployed person for every 10 or so jobs that exist. And so that math, you don't have to be great at math to know that is messed up, right? Like right. It creates a lot of challenges for business sustainability and business growth and things. So there's a lot to unpack there, and I appreciate you sharing those trends and focusing it on the people, because it's a big issue.
And one other thing too is we all talked about gig work, but even before, and gig work being part-time or project by project type of work, that is going to continue, if not grow. So a lot of people work 2-3 jobs living in a resort community. I did when I lived in a resort community, and so can businesses look at part-time? Can they work at shift work? Can they compress the workday so people are looking for maybe a 3 or 4 hour, 3 days a week? Take advantage of some of those people that are retired and say, you know what, I retired too soon. The wife needs to get me out of the house. I need to go work at Home Depot for 2 shifts. Those are some of those opportunities that come out of something like this.
Yeah, I think we could talk about this all day, and we have other things to talk about too. But it is really important, and it is kind of essential to the idea of workforce in Eagle County, and the topic today. So thank you for those trends, and we might start to unpack some of that through the rest of this discussion as well. Anna, how about you? From a business perspective and business engagement, what are some of the trends that you're seeing?
Well, I think Carolyn touched on a big one of businesses just being more open to different types of workers, whether that is the partial retiree or looking at 2 part-time positions instead of a full-time, or looking at high schoolers as a viable employee source. So I'm glad that you touched on that one. I think from a professional development and skills training perspective, the businesses are really starting to buy in. I think my engagement is up. I'm seeing a lot of different businesses that have not engaged in the past are sending people through our training programs. And I think part of that is, we're having to get creative. We're having to promote people that maybe you wouldn't have 5 years ago, or put people in positions where maybe that stretches them a little bit into a different skill set. And so that's really where we want to come in as Vail Valley Works, is to be that safety net and say, hey, you got this. You may not be entirely comfortable with it, or you may have thought it would have taken you a couple more years to get where you are, but we're here to help you along, and the businesses are buying into that. And I think in different ways as well. I think the larger businesses are using our programming because then they don't have to provide it themselves. They're allowed to do other things with their employees that they have. And I think that the smaller businesses are able to offer something that they couldn't before. So I think the buy-in is increasing, and it's for different reasons across the board, but whatever the reason, that's why we're here. And I think they're also understanding the collaboration piece, that when we do send people through leadership training or whatever the case may be, it creates that common language, and that just makes it easier for us to collaborate.
Yeah. Anna, talk about some of the specific trainings and programs that you do at Vail Valley Works.
We do some skills trainings like project management. We have a nonprofit fundraising certification. There's a lot of other skills trainings I'd love to take a foray into in the future. But we're really built on our leadership trainings as kind of our core, and that's the service that we want to provide to all the businesses in the community. And we rolled out a certification this year called the Lead Eagle certification, which is leadership, education, and development. And it's a 4-course series that really establishes that common language that we were talking about. So the first course is called Management Essentials, and we really go into the basics. How do you have a difficult conversation? Why should you document this? How do you see trouble spots with your employees? How do you build a culture? And then we move into taking the lead, which dives more into your team dynamics. How does your team motivated? How do you lead a team of different personalities? And then we have our Community Leadership Academy, which dives into your personal values, what makes you unique as a leader, and what's important to you. And then we end with our Board Service Basics course, which is really serving your community through civic engagement. Whether maybe you're interested in board service, or you're doing it but you don't really know what you're doing, but really teaching people how to go out and give back to their community.
Great, thank you for expanding a little bit on each of those, because I think that's really important to the engagement question and to the workforce. I'll share a quick story. I was talking to a business owner who was lamenting a little bit that they'd had a managerial position open for over a year, and they just couldn't, they had applications and they just couldn't find the right person. And this person said to me, I've got this person on my team that would be perfect for this job in 2 years. And I said, you should hire that person today and develop them and provide them the skills training that exists through different channels that you talked about, or CMC, or the Workforce Center, or other things that exist. And they called me about 6 weeks later, and they said, we hired that person for the job, and we know that they're not there yet, but we're going to give them every path, because you can't. It's hard for a business to sit in an open position for a year. When you have someone that you think could do it, you need to hire that person, especially in a community like ours, with the challenges that Carolyn talked about. So that's one example, but I think it's pretty common across businesses of anywhere from 6 to 60 employees, that type of situation happens. So pardon the introduction, or the interruption rather, with my commentary. Mark, how about you? What trends are you seeing, and share some of the new programming at CMC?
Sure. I mean, well, first of all, I just want to say to Carolyn's points, yes. On our campus, we've had 5 retirements in the last 12 months, and I've had at least one position that's been open for over 3 years. So not unusual for us as an employer to see exactly the same things that everybody else in the community is seeing. But some of the trends, I mean, Chris, I think in my role, what I do is I let the experts like Carolyn and some of our community partners come to us and say, this is our need. And then we go off and kind of do a little bit of research ourselves to kind of just work out things like what's the job turnover, where's the growth, and so forth. And so a couple of programs that I'd like to highlight, I think one that we introduced last fall was our new bachelor's degree in human services. I think it's pretty obvious to say that behavioural health is a major, major issue. And as the county tries to respond, there's a huge workforce need in human services. So that's one program that we have developed. I'm really thrilled to say that it is enormously popular, probably one of our most popular bachelor degrees in in just over a year. At the campus level, quite exciting. I don't know if people have noticed there's a bit of construction going on, but there's even more coming. We are looking to launch a dental hygiene program in the summer of next year. Anybody who goes to the dentist in this community would also know there is a need for that. And then also in the fall of next year, in response to hospitals across all of the districts that CMC serves, we are launching a radiology technician program. So these are all examples of, again, like people coming to us saying, would you be interested in, and we go off and explore. And just make sure that this is the right program for the community and also for our students. Going back to what I said earlier, we want our students to come out of these degrees with minimal debt, which usually they will do because of our good tuition, but also go into high-paying jobs and really contribute to the community and continue to contribute to the growth of our community as well.
Yeah, it's the dental hygiene is a really exciting opportunity. You talked earlier in the segment, or in the first segment, around the teacher and the education pipeline, where those kids graduate from CMC and essentially have I believe it's 100% placement with the Eagle County School District.
Yes.
So you're filling needs and responding to the community need and providing opportunities for the kids that have grown up here to be able to stay here in professional positions. And you're also helping on the housing standpoint. This is not a housing show, really a whole different mountain perspective show. But you guys have some housing going in too.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, part of it, you build student housing on our campus. And who are our students? Well, they're the workforce. But the other thing about housing, what's super exciting about it as well, is we're hoping to attract people to come and do our programs and stay in the Valley and actually contribute to the workforce. So we are very close to finishing one building of 36 apartments, which will be open hopefully mid-August. And then a second one, which is in partnership, again, collaboration with Eagle County, which should be opening its doors around October, November. Yeah.
Remarkable. Thanks for that little tangent there, but it is related to workforce.
Totally.
In Eagle County, and it is happening at CMC, so I think it's a good.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Next question for you guys, and maybe Mark will stick with you on this to kick us off, but I think one of the terms that we hear a lot, I hear a lot in the community, is this idea of grow your own workforce. And when we talk about growing our own workforce, this is aligned with what you were just talking about with some of the CMC programming. But expand on that idea. What are some of the things happening? What's interesting to you with this idea of grow your own workforce?
Well, I mean, the first thing I'll say, and again, it's a shameless plug for what we do on our campus, close to 95% of our students are in-district students. So that's kind of our aim, is to grow our own. How we do that then is to think really broadly about what sort of opportunities do we need to offer students. So, I talked a little bit about our healthcare programs. I've talked a little bit about what's going on in the schools. Everybody has a different pathway. Not everybody wants to do a bachelor's degree. So it's really thinking about where are the needs and how do we match those needs with the students. So, something that CMC and our campus is very interested in at the moment is trades. What does that look like for CMC to dip its toe into trades? Is it a massive trade school? If so, where does that live? But again, at the dual enrollment level, we are doing construction courses at Battle Mountain, probably starting them at Eagle Valley High School as well. Just let's get something starting right now and keep looking into the feasibility of perhaps doing a trade school somewhere. And again, looking at partnerships, we have unsurprisingly, a lot of organisations coming to us saying, we need an HVAC program, we need a plumbing program. So, my question to them is, okay, how can you help us make this happen?
Right.
So this is what we're doing. I mean, we have our traditional associates and bachelors, some certificate programs, but now I think trades is probably going to be the next direction that we go in.
Yeah, great examples, and directly related to that idea of growing your own workforce, with 95% of your enrollment being people who are in district here in the area. So yeah. Great example. Anna, how about you? From a grow your own workforce standpoint, what are some of the things that you're seeing, and what are some of the programs that are out there?
I think the obvious answer is go after the youth. You have to get to these kids early. And you have to show them the opportunities that are available to them. And like Mark said, not everybody charts the same course, and that's great. That's what we need. We need a variety of people in the workforce. So that we do that at the partnership through our CareerWise Youth Apprenticeship programs. We have partnerships with businesses in so many different sectors, whether that is banking or HVAC or whatever the case may be. But these kids are starting their career early. They're starting in their junior year, and by the time they're out of high school for 1 year, they're a fully functioning full-time employee that can then grow with the organization. So I think that that's been a really important and eye-opening program for our business community, as well as the youth in our schools. We also have our Career Exploration programming through the school district, which is kind of a career-wise light, where you're not necessarily employed, but you're able to go into the businesses and see what a career may look like as an electrician or a plumber, or whatever the case may be. I think it's also offering opportunities to level up. The youth is an important aspect of our workforce, but we have a lot of people that are already here and are already working, and may have realized that they need to acquire some new skills or go a different direction, and we need to offer that opportunity. And I think it's very focused, like Mark said, on you have to lean into the careers that make sense here. We can't all be astrophysicists, especially in Eagle County. But we certainly, do have amazing real estate. We have our Vail Health is an amazing employer that offers a wide variety of career opportunities. So, there's a lot of industries that you can succeed in here in a big way that maybe you couldn't in other places.
And I really like the framing of grow your own, not only with the youth and the kids, but also the seasonal workers who want to stay year round, or the gap year people who come for a year or two and decide they want to stay. I think those are important components of how we think about growing our own. Carolyn, anything you want to add around the idea of growing your own workforce?
I'll just tell Mark and Anna yes as well. But I think it's really critical. I think Anna touched, and there's great programs with Vail Valley Partnership and CareerWise to focus on the youth. The thing that we're trying to focus on is those high schoolers that may not know what they want to do, and they graduate from high school, and then there's no support system. There's nothing in school, and they're working, but they're still not sure. So how can we bring resources to them that says, great, you've got an entry-level job. That's terrific. Good for you. What are some next things that you might want to tackle to get to your next level, to maybe supervisor, talking about some of those leadership skills. Those soft skills are so important in the workforce that we need to find those people that are already working and say, great, I want to move up. How do I move up? Where do I move up? What can I do? And so are those resources available? Are those systems available to take it from, yeah, I'm working, but I want to be more. I want to do more, and I want to make more money so I can survive. So, with the Workforce Center, we've got all kinds of internship opportunities, work-based learning opportunities, an apprenticeship program that we're working in healthcare, where the organization identifies their people that they want to upskill and get into the program. And so you take some entry level, have them in the hospital for a while, and then say, great, here's your next opportunity. And there's actually some grant funds for that as well. And that means growing your own. That's organized. That's the organization saying, I'm investing in you as an employee, and we're going to train into what we need.
Yeah, I think that's great. And it's a perfect time for us to take our second commercial break. We'll be right back with Mountain Perspectives.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look back at that conversation here in a little bit and how everybody wraps it up. But I promised you we would talk a little bit about food. So before the first hour ends, let's take a look at Kimberly's interview with Food Network host Erica Roby and Pitmaster.
Welcome back to the show. Now, it is my absolute favorite time of year. Football, friends, family, tailgating, and so much more, especially when you grew up in a football family. Joining us today is world-renowned pitmaster, leading female pitmaster, as well as the master of Q from the Food Network, Erica Roby. Erica, how are you this morning?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. I absolutely love the tailgate setup you have going on. So tell us a little bit more. You know, tailgating is so popular, but how can you really wow the crowd or the fans as you prepare for football season this year?
Yeah, so tailgating is a lifestyle. It is a culture in and of itself. And so to stand out, you really have to think outside of the box, but while still being traditional and true to the tailgating spirit. The things that I like to do first is think about what cut of meat you're going to be using. I like to use beef because it is super versatile and you can cook it on so many different heat sources and it will take on different beautiful expressions. So that's one of the ways you can stand out. The next thing, think about where you're tailgating. What are kind of like the famous comfort foods? What is known locally? And then put your own spin on that. So that's one way where you're bringing in the tradition, but you're still expounding on it with your own artistic flair and culinary prowess. The next thing you want to do is whatever you cook, make sure that it is portable, it is flavorful, and it's something that you can share, because the spirit of the tailgate is fellowship with your fellow tailgaters and making sure that you can share that, they can walk around with it, and that it tastes delicious.
Well, I agree. I feel like most tailgates are not complete unless you have beef on there, whether it's more than just your traditional hot dogs and hamburgers. So what types of foods are sports fans like most popular to bringing to their tailgates or are requesting? What do you usually see?
Yeah, so of course you're always going to have the burger, but now of course it's a craft burger. You're making sure that you are just adding your spin, your flair, your call sign on that burger. One of the things that's trending right now is birria beef street tacos. I'm sure you've seen this a lot. These are hits with the tailgate. I like to cook it on a portable tabletop grill because then everybody can still be around and you can talk while you're cooking. If you don't have this and you're using a traditional grill, just use cast iron. You're going to get the same beautiful, even temperature as your cooking source. And now something that is out of the box, unique, but is definitely a part of my tailgate right now is a smoked shepherd's pie. Like, this is a hit. I have done this a million times. People love it. They're not expecting it. And then on top of that, I use my portable smoker. And so I'm getting wood-fired flavor on that ground beef, on the potatoes, on the cheese, on the veggies, and it is something that is the ultimate comfort food, especially if you're out somewhere cold or it starts getting chilly, this is one of those tailgate dishes that really brings people together. So that's what you're going to be seeing out there on the tailgate trail now.
I know, I'm a big fan of the Vera Street Tacos, so I love the idea of a shepherd's pie. Do you have any other unique recipes that you've been working on that you'd like to share with us?
Yes. So some of the things we do, I'm originally from Ohio, so we do a barbecue spaghetti. It's like a chili spaghetti. And I have been working on that, making it into mason jars, getting the ground beef just perfect and seasoned just well, and then going vertical. I like to elevate my dishes so that you're not only getting a beautiful presentation, but you're being able to get a composed bite on every single thing that you're doing. So I've been using cornbread now with it and just doing so many different things to get a beautiful expression of what a barbecue chili could be for a tailgate.
I'm very familiar with Skyline chili, so I love that you're putting your own special twist to it. So where can we go for more information?
Yes, for more recipes, tips, and tricks, head on over to beefitswhatsfordinner.com and you can find so many things that'll help you this tailgate season.
Erica, you are a delight, and I love all of the suggestions with these unique tailgating recipes, how to really elevate that. Thank you so much for coming on today's show. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We have a lot more here on this next episode, so we'll be right back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome to the TV8 Visitors Bureau. I'm one of your hosts, Maddie Evans. Now we've got a really cool new concept taking place here in the town of Avon, Eaglevale, and Vail. And it's a great way to use as an alternative. Instead of driving your car, you can shift your ride to one of these incredible electric bikes behind me. Now this is a really cool rental system and you can control it all right from the power of your hands, right from your cell phone by downloading the Shift Bike app. And then from there, you can get over there and enjoy the incredible amenities that these bikes have to offer. We're gonna walk you through it, but in order to do it, you have to download the app. So Shift Bike is the app, and then you can use the coupon code Shift Your Ride for the first 30 minutes free. And we're going to walk you through the pricing and everything here and how you can get one of the bikes. Let's get started. Once you get into the app, you can see exactly which location you would like to pick up the bike, how many bikes are available, and then where you can deliver the bike to. So you can see starting in Avon, making your way through Eaglevale, all the way to Vail Village, and then even down into East Vail. You can collect bikes, drop bikes off, and enjoy your ride on these nice electric bikes. Once you've scanned the QR code to get the bike unlocked, it's really important that you have safety first, so always make sure that you have your helmet with you. That way you can pop that on and you're nice and safe. Now, once you get the bike unlocked, it's super easy. You'll just take that lock right off the back. You'll see that you'll have this big, nice coiled cord, but there's a hook on the back for you to hook that to so that it is nice and out of your way while you are riding the bike. That way you're nice and safe and everyone around you is nice and safe so you don't tip over on the bike. And then once you've got that all secured, you're all set to go. You can just kick that kickstand up and start enjoying your ride. Now remember that these are pedal assist and there are some rules. To get the bike back to where you got it or to get it to your next destination, you can always use the app to see all of the great places where you can drop these off. Once you are done on your adventure on the Shift bikes, they're a ton of fun, and you can see that you can get going pretty fast on them, especially with that nice little pedal assist. You'll take the bike back, lock it back up in one of the great charging stations that they have available, and then once you're done locking it up, make sure that you take your app out and you end the ride, because it is going to make sure that that bike is in the correct spot for you to have ended your ride, and that way it will not continue to charge you. That has been this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We can't wait to bring you more great information, but make sure that you get out there and you use the Shift bike to shift your ride throughout the community.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome back to the second hour of Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Ben Roof, and it is Labor Day on Monday, September 4th. So we're going to wrap up a little bit of our conversation with our friends over in Mountain Perspectives. And then for the second hour, we're going to be talking about food. We've got a couple of different meals to help you and your friends enjoy your Labor Day. So your second hour of Good Morning Vail starts now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, delivering content in all sorts of mediums. Take us with you on the go, as Good Morning Vail and Good Day Vail are now available as podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. And don't forget, you can always find TV8 on YouTube, tv8vail.com, and all of our social media platforms. Just another reason why there's more for you on 92.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Hi there, I'm Cece Zach with Good Day Vail, and recently I had the chance to sit down with someone who is extraordinarily passionate about helping us live our best life in the Vail Valley by teaching us about plant-based eating. I don't know much about it, I do it, but I'll tell you something, you need to stick with this episode so that you can learn how to resource the best ability to live in a plant-based environment. So stay tuned for that Good Day Vail episode on plant-based eating.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Let's go check in with Chris Romer and Mountain Perspectives to see how they wrap up their conversation about the workforce in the Vail Valley.
Welcome back to Mountain Perspectives. I'm Chris Romer. I am the president and CEO of Vail Valley Partnership, joined today by Anna Robinson with Vail Valley Partnership and Vail Valley Works, Mark Brennan from Colorado Mountain College, and Carolyn Tucker from the Colorado Workforce Center. We're talking about workforce in Eagle County. We've talked about trends. We've talked about grow your own. We've talked about what workforce development even means and how it impacts a community. So let's take a little bit of a step back, and we'll start with Carolyn on this one. What do you wish? You talked earlier about the Workforce Center being the best kept secret.
Yes.
Which is not a great thing. We want people to know more about you.
Yes.
So what do you wish people knew more about your programs?
Well, I want people to know that all of our programs are free and that they are available to anybody who needs our services, and those services include resume writing, interview skills, even career assessments, like what do I want to do? I don't have an idea. Do I have strengths in these different areas? We also have career counselors one-on-one, so we actually have a personal attachment and connection with people. We also do virtual webinars and virtual meetings if you can't make it to the Workforce Center, which is located in Edwards here in Eagle County. And we also have grant funds. People can get into CDL, get a CDL license. They can do some, we can pay for some of the programs that Mark offers at CMC, leadership training. So we have a ton of resources available, and happy to talk to anyone about those resources and partner and share the information.
Yeah, it's great. You have stuff not just for individuals, but for the businesses too, with some of those grants and things you talked about. So I think those are all great things. Mark, how about you? What do you wish people knew about Colorado Mountain campus, Colorado Mountain College, Vail Valley at Edwards? What do you wish they knew about the campus and the programming there?
You know, I just wish people knew about the variety of what we offer. You know, I think a lot of people just think of us still as a community college. I would prefer to say a college for the community. We offer bachelor degrees, associate's degrees, and a number of certificates. I think, I probably shouldn't say this in public, but there are some people for whom education is not something that they want to do, and I understand that. That's fine. But if you think you're not smart enough or that you can't do it, then I would probably say that you're wrong. If you think that you can't afford it, I would probably say you're also wrong. If you don't think that you'll get the support that you need in order to complete, I would probably say that you're wrong. So, it's affordable. We have great scholarships. We have an awesome team of people who are there to see you succeed. So yeah, if you have ever thought about it, come on in through the front door.
Yeah, and this community is very good to a lot of organizations and not-for-profits and different needs. But share a little bit more about the scholarships. I'm putting you on the spot. We didn't talk about this before. But do you have a ballpark number of how much money is going into scholarships on your campus?
On our campus? Well, I'll give you sort of college-wide, it's just over $1 million. But at the Vail Valley campus, we are very, very fortunate to have close to nearly $300,000 worth of scholarships awarded to students this year
Yeah.
is extraordinary.
Yeah, it's real money that
Yeah.
provides real opportunities
Yeah.
to people. And as we talked about in the first segment, when we talk about workforce, we're talking about people. So there's real opportunities. So thanks for letting me throw you a little bit of a curveball there, and thanks for having the data at the tip of your brain.
Yeah.
Anna, how about you? What do you wish people knew about your programming at Vail Valley Partnership and Vail Valley Works?
I wish that the business owners knew more that we are here to support them and that we are here to help them grow their own. You know, it's not just the community, but within your own business, if you're hesitant about promoting that person, or you know they need a little extra support and love to bring them along, that we're here to do that. And you don't have to look outside or keep a position open for years. I wish that they knew that we were here, and that they should always be looking for leaders at every level of their organizations. You need entry-level leaders, and you need strategic leaders. And so we are here to help keep that continuum moving.
Yeah, and all great examples from each of you guys. I'll add to Anna's. I wish people knew that we would do custom training for them and connect them with some of the professional facilitators and trainers to do whatever they might need and to use us as that conduit. So that's something that a few businesses do, and we're certainly willing and able to do it for most anybody. To have them get exactly what they need. Yeah. So one more question for you guys. When we talk about workforce development, and again, what that really means is people, what is the one thing that you're really most excited about? And Anna, we'll start with you.
It might be a little bit of a off-the-wall answer, but I'm excited. Hardship creates opportunity, I think is the best way to put it. And right now, it's hard for our businesses to hire and retain employees. And so I'm excited, not for the business's hardship, but for the opportunity that it creates for the people who work here to level up, to make more money, to learn about themselves, learn skills that they didn't know that they had. So I think it's been really exciting to sit in on some of the trainings and hear the confidence build in some of these leaders, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
Yeah, it's a great answer. Mark, what are you most excited about when it comes to the idea of workforce development and workforce in Eagle County?
I would probably say the first Friday of every May, which is when we have our graduation. That's when I see the difference that we can make and what we are able to contribute and what the community of the Valley is able to contribute.
Yeah, it's a great answer, and I would encourage anybody and everybody who hasn't taken the time to go to the Villard Performing Arts Center on that first Friday evening in May to experience, I'm going to say kids, but it's not just kids. It's the whole spectrum of ages, but these folks, what it means to them and what it means to their families, and hearing from each of them at the podium sharing their experience. It is a immensely powerful evening. So that's a great example. It's a great example. Carolyn, what about you? What is one thing you're most excited about when it comes to workforce in Eagle County?
Well, I'm going to cheat because I have two. One thing, the first thing is I'm so excited that we make a difference in individual people's lives. So when we get the phone call that says, hey, Carolyn, I got that job, or hey, I got that promotion, thanks for your help. That means the world to us and our entire team, because that's what we're all about, is taking people who don't have that confidence or may have been rocked by something and saying, we're going to help you get to where you want to go. So that's really exciting. The second thing is I'm just thrilled with the partnerships and the resources that are available to the entire community, no matter where you are on the spectrum. First-time job, like I said, laid off, wanting to be a leader. There's so many resources that everyone has to offer that you can find your way and try. And it's time to come out and be all you can be. That's kind of a cliche, but it's really stepping into what the world needs and what the community needs, and build our own fabric by having that resilient workforce. So that's what I'm really pumped about.
Yeah, and I'm going to take a little bit of executive privilege here and share what I'm most excited about. And what I'm most excited about really is the entrepreneurial spirit that exists here in Eagle County. This county was built on a lot of the things that you guys have talked about, really bootstrapping, dating back 60 years when Vail Mountain opened the chairlifts and the community changed from a little bit more of a ranching and farming community into a tourism-oriented community, and how we've grown since then. But we've maintained that entrepreneurial spirit, and we've maintained the ability to focus on doing the right things. And our community, be it all the different economic hardships or pandemics or little blips that we've seen in my 26 years here, every single time our business community has said, all right, how do we do it? What do we need to do next? We haven't wallowed in our, spilt milk, if you will, but rather we've rolled up our sleeves and gotten things done. And I think that's the case for Workforce. We're going to continue to roll up our sleeves and get things done because that's what our people need and that's what our businesses need. And it makes me excited. So last question, and this is going to be a really quick one. So lightning round. How do people learn more about your organization and the things you do? Carolyn?
You can look for Colorado Workforce Centers. You can either Google that, or I can give you my phone number, 970-880-4172, and I will put you in contact with all of the resources we have.
Great. Mark, how about you?
Well, every semester you should be receiving a little schedule in your mailbox. Pick it up and read it. Read the stories that are in there. You'll actually find a lot about what we do there. Or come to 150 Miller Ranch Road and walk in the door and see it for yourself.
Yep. Great. And Anna, how about you? How can people learn more?
Easiest way is online, vailvalleyworks.org or vailvalleypartnership.com, or just come see us, come to a mixer. The team's always happy to help.
That's great. Well, thank you guys all for taking the time to join us today. Thank you for viewing Mountain Perspectives. We've been talking about workforce in Eagle County with Carolyn Tucker, Mark Brennan, and Anna Robinson. Really appreciate all of you guys taking the time, and thank you so much.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I?
Yes,
I do. So even though you work...
Some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Since it's Labor Day, I figured it's a great time to talk about grilling. It's one of the last opportunities we have to really get together with friends and family and enjoy the outdoors before the winter starts to set in. So, Tracy Miller is going to talk a little bit about preparing some fantastic chicken for us.
Drying off my veggies because I did wash them, and I'm going to make a really nice salad today. And if you have a lot of moisture in your salad, then it's going to make the salad dressing and the lettuce kind of get a little bit too wet. So you don't want that. You don't want that last piece of salad bite just to be water. That would be gross, right? So today we are making chicken drumsticks, and we're going out on the grill to do that, and we're going to buffalo style them and then make a salad that is going to be a buffalo style salad as well. So it's like buffalo chicken but a little bit healthier, and it's something that you can cook outside and have a cool green salad with. So what we have for ingredients today: great green salad, romaine, carrots, celery, green onions, and cucumbers. We've got the chicken legs that we're going to be using today. We have some Frank's hot sauce and then some blue cheese because we're going to be making a blue cheese dressing to go with our buffalo chicken salad. So first things first, we need to head out to the grill. Grilling is one of my favorite ways to cook. Actually, I love cooking meat, veggies, fruit, everything on the grill. First of all, because you get to be outside, but also it's a pretty healthy way to cook because typically you are not using a lot of oil or a lot of sauces or anything like that. So let's head out to the grill with your chicken thighs, and I'll show you exactly how to prep them and exactly how to cook those. They take about 35 minutes to reach an internal temperature of 185, and they are bone-in chicken legs. So there's a little trick to cooking with bone-in. We'll see you at the grill. The grill is cranking. I've got it preheating at top speed, or the highest it can go. I like to have my grill really, really hot, especially when I put some meat on it. Okay, so today here we have our chicken legs. Oh, almost lost that one. We have our chicken legs. They're nice and juicy right now. So what we want to do is kind of dry them off a little bit. The drier that you get them, the better that skin is going to crisp up. So just kind of dry them up and make sure the skin is kind of like in order and flat across everything. Okay. A lot of times when you dry your meat, like if you're cooking a piece of fish or something and you want to get a little crust on it, it's nice to leave it out in the air or in the fridge without any saran wrap on it, because that saran wrap is going to hold the moisture. But if you want a crispy edge, you really need it to be nice and dry. So here we go. Get that skin over there. A lot of people like to use different kind of marinades and things like that. I take it pretty simple. So all we're going to do right now is cover every piece of chicken with a ton of salt and pepper. And this is a step that I want you to be careful in. With every time that you're doing meat, make sure you're covering that piece of chicken really nicely, because every bite counts. So why not make sure every bite has some nice seasoning? Like I said, my grill is cranking at 400. I am going to put the chicken right on the grill. A lot of folks like to oil their grill up. I just like to have a really hot grill. If you did want to put a little oil on your grill, then you should probably put a vegetable oil, something that can withstand a high heat. And be real careful, because you want to have that oil on your grill when it's hot. So one of my friends was just telling me a little trick that they do when they're oiling their hot grill, is they put a little bit of olive oil in a bowl and then they cut an onion in half and stick a big fork in half the onion, put that onion in the olive oil, and then rub it all over their grill. I find like it's an unnecessary step, especially when you have something fatty like this chicken with the chicken skin on it, because what's going to happen is that fat is going to kind of lube up the grill a little, and you don't want to be flipping things on your grill when they're not ready. So you want it to be hot enough that it's going to flip nicely. This is going to take a little bit of time. We're going to keep the grill at a very high heat, and we're going to shut it down, and then just about every 5 minutes or so, you're going to flip your chicken over. That's going to make it cook evenly. What happens when you're cooking with meat with the bone in? It's going to take a little bit longer to cook versus just a chicken breast or a boneless chicken thigh or something like that. And you're going to have to start rotating it so that it gets cooked evenly around. So when you're cooking something with the bone in, always make sure you have a lot of space in between your items so that the heat goes up and around everything. Keep it at a nice high heat. We want it like right around 400 degrees or so. A lot of these grill temperatures don't work, so just know you want it hot. And you're going to stand here for 30-35 minutes. That's about as long as it's going to take to cook these to perfection, which is 185. Then that's going to take us a little bit of time. You'll be able to tell if it's too hot, maybe some of the fat's starting to burn, or you see little fires starting on your chicken, then turn it down a little bit. But basically, keep it cranked pretty much to the top, unless you have one of those super fancy grills. Then think about 400, because if you have a super fancy grill, then that thing works. So keep it at about 400. Every 5 minutes or so, we're going to flip it. So what we're going to do now is just kind of chill right here and show you as we start to flip things. But for what you should do, cover it up, keep it closed, don't keep it open, keep it closed, keep your lid closed, and then every 5 minutes you start to turn that. So we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes and show you the next step, and then we'll kind of keep going every 10 minutes so you can see what ours looks like, but you can do it on your own time too. Okay, so this is going to be our first flip, and actually I over-exaggerated the 5 minutes at first because I went and washed some dishes. So this is about 7 minutes or so. See how nice it comes off the grill? That's what you want. So that's starting to burn a little right there, so maybe I should have been back in 5 minutes, but that also means this is the hot spot. So we're going to kind of rotate these things around so that they're all getting nice and warm. All right, about 5 minutes. That was about 7 minutes or so. Come back in 5, flip it over again. And what we're going to do is flip it for 4 more times, so we'll be very close to the end next time I see you. We'll be right back. Okay, here we are. Been standing by the grill for about 35 minutes or so. Your chicken drumsticks should be cooked. You should have flipped them maybe 5 or 6 times. Again, don't get overzealous with the flipping. It's like some people are over stirrers when they're cooking veggies on the stovetop, and that ruins it. You want to get that sear. You want to let things sit for a little while and then flip them. We're flipping them so often because they have a bone in them, and they're going to take a little bit longer to cook for that reason. I have checked them already. They're at 185. Everything's getting nice and crispy, just like what we wanted with that skin. And I think it's time just to pull them off. So I'm just going to pull all the chicken off. We're going to make these buffalo style, and we're going to make a nice fresh summer salad to go with them. So why don't you let everything burn off of your grill for a hot sec. Ha ha. Really, literally for a hot sec. Let it burn off a little bit. We'll get these tossed with some buffalo sauce, and we'll get that nice fresh summer salad made so that we can have a really healthy meal.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun & Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
All right, I'm just coarsely chopping up the celery and the carrots. And you know, every time you order buffalo chicken wings, what do you get with it? Celery and carrots. So I thought, hey, why not enjoy those with our salad today? Plus, I'm a huge carrot fan, and they are so delicious and in season right now. I love celery as well, but celery happens to be one of the dirty dozen. Do you know what that is? That is 12 different veggies that you should really buy organic, because what happens is celery has a lot of water in it, so any of the nutrients that are going into the soil, they're going into your celery as well. Things with like a thick skin, like an avocado or a banana, you can typically buy those conventional if you want, but the thin-skinned veggies, fruits, you really want to buy those organic, and celery happens to be one of them. Okay, so I have celery and cucumber, and I actually have a conventional cucumber, so I did peel it, because when you get the English cucumbers and they come in the plastic, those are pretty nice and their peel isn't that bitter, so you can enjoy those, but the conventional ones, you just kind of want to peel because they do put like a waxy film on that. Okay, so we have our veggies all chopped up. We have our romaine. And then we have our chicken. In order to make this buffalo, and I'm going to tell you what, I have tried to make my own hot sauces millions of times, and I love a buffalo chicken salad. I actually love chicken wings as well. Try not to eat them that much because they are higher in fat, especially since we kept the skin on. But what I try to do is just try to make it as healthy as possible. That's why we're siding it with a salad, and we're using the bigger chicken legs too, so you're going to get more meat under there, and that's going to be a dark meat, so it's going to have more flavor, it's going to have more fat. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take a bowl and get your Frank's Red Hot. I'll tell you what, like I said, I've tried many different hot sauces, and I have tried to make my own, and this one really, it's a favorite. It's a favorite of mine, and it's easy, and sometimes you just have to take those easy steps. You're definitely going to get like a little more sodium and preservatives and something like this, but it lasts, so you can keep this in your cabinet and use it for other things, and it has a really, really nice flavor. So what we do now is we coat those in the bowl and just make sure you're covering them. If I had another set of gloves, I would probably just use my hands for this, but I feel like they're kind of far away, so I'm not going to go get them. Okay, so we're going to let those sit right there for a minute and get our salad going. I'm going to put the salad right on the plate that I had the chicken on because, first of all, if there were some nice flavors, like some juices on there, that would make everything taste really, really good. This lettuce looks awesome. I'm just going to cut off the bottom. I don't wash my lettuce, I just make sure it's not dirty and wipe it off with a paper towel. Because going back to earlier when we started this class and I told you, hey, you don't want wet lettuce. I mean, if you're going to take the time to wring it out in one of those salad wringers, definitely do that. But otherwise, you can just get most of the dirt off this way. And if you feel worried that you're going to have any kind of contaminants on it or anything like that, wash it off and then dry it off with a paper towel. And that's a nice, easy thing to do with romaine because it's got, you know, the boats where you can just kind of get right in there. Okay, another thing I like to do is chop my lettuce because I don't like to rip it because it kind of starts to bruise it, and you don't want bruised lettuce on your salad. Romaine is so healthy and so good for you. I love it. It's just crispy and delicious. So here we go. We've got that, and we've got all our nice veggies, and I'm just going to put on top. I mean, this is going to be a filling meal, and it's going to be pretty light and super healthy as well. I read one time, carrots happen to be one of my favorite foods no matter what, always have been, but I read one time, nobody ever got fat from eating a carrot stick. So pile it up with those carrot sticks because they're going to be nice and delicious and good for you. I'm just going to chop a little bit of green onion right now. And you can use the whites and the greens depending on how much you want. This is nice because these spring onions are so good during the spring and they're so good all through the summer. Actually, I use these quite a bit even in the winter because they're just a little more mild than some other onions are. Okay, so we're going to put those on the top at the end, but right now we are going to make our salad dressing. And what I noticed is that I didn't bring a jar. A lot of times I like to make a salad dressing with a jar. So I'm here in the studio and we have a nice wine glass and a plastic fork, so we are going to work with what we have here. Here is how you make salad dressing. Basically, you start with some olive oil. So I'm going to put in 1 part olive oil. And then you have an olive oil and something acidic. So we're going to use about a half a part, and all these measurements are in your recipe book, of white wine vinegar. We are going to use ample salt and pepper because this is what's giving us its flavor, although I'm going to sprinkle a little on the salad. And then we are going to use a bunch of blue cheese. We can sprinkle a little bit of the blue cheese right here on the salad as well. You could use feta if you wanted to too. So finish that up right there and then just stir it up really nicely. Seriously, it's that simple, my friends. That is our blue cheese vinaigrette. Look how delicious it looks. Okay, so we've got that nice and kind of stirred up. You can put it in your blender too if you really like your blue cheese chunks to be kind of not so chunky. Okay, so now we have our salad. I'm gonna bring it right up here nice and close. I feel like I'm having a glass of wine with my summer salad. I kind of wish I was doing that. All right, let's get our chicken and make sure it's nice and covered with that Frank sauce. And we're gonna put just a couple pieces right here on top. Let me get one of those. So it's gonna be a messy one. If you're taking this on a picnic or out onto your patio, make sure you have a lot of paper towels. Now I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of green onion. I don't know why, I just feel like I always have to have green onion on my chicken legs. Don't forget, those are at 185 for temperature. We've got our really light sauce, and we're just going to pour that right on top. So like I said, this can be enjoyed when it's nice and when it's warm outside and you want to have things at room temperature. You can always bring this for a picnic. Just make sure you put your chicken in a cooler and keep it cool and don't let it get to a weird temperature. But you can really enjoy it when it's at a room temperature. So if you did want to take this on a picnic, it would be a nice healthy meal for you. That chicken skin is not going to be the healthiest part, of course, but the meat in there is going to give you a lot of protein, and the salad is plentiful and fresh. And this is what we made today. I hope you got some good grilling tips. Grilling with a bone, you just have to keep on flipping it, keep flipping it. You can also bake your chicken thighs if you want to, or your chicken legs if you want to. You would just put them in the oven at 400 degrees, and again, you'd be flipping them and rotating them every 5 to 7 minutes or so.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on TV8Vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to Danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. If you're looking for something to go with Tracy's delicious chicken dish, well, Covered Bridge is joining us up next with a fantastic Asian pasta salad.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller, the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the other owner and director of partnerships at Covered Bridge magazine. We're here today with Tracy Von Curran of Foods of Vail.
Yeah.
Tracy, thank you so much for being here with us. It's pretty exciting. Tracy's been in the Valley for quite some time, and if you have not been to Foods of Vail, I recommend swinging by there. Tracy, how long has Foods of Vail been going on?
Almost 35 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So just new to the Valley then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I moved here in 1979.
That's amazing.
I know.
So,
What's your background in culinary, Tracy?
Well, my background is in business. I went to business school, but then when I decided that I wanted to venture into the culinary realm in a business, I went to France. I went to cooking school.
It's the place to
fabulous, go. Just fabulous. And I did lots of little mini seminars and courses, primarily self-taught, but France was really a game changer. Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm open to learning all about this wonderful recipe. We're featuring the Asian pasta salad in the summer and fall issue of Covered Bridge. Beautiful photo to complement, and we get to see it made here live. So walk us through, Tracy. How do we begin this recipe?
I would begin by cooking your pasta. In the recipe, I wrote that to use spaghetti, but when I'm doing a smaller batch, I love angel hair. I just love the way it feels on your mouth, so yummy and slippery. And so I love this Italian angel hair because I feel like the semolina flour really makes the pasta more durable and will hold up to, the dressing and the vegetables. So I like to start with the dressing. So it's a mayo-based dressing, so we're going to just start with our mayo.
Perfect. And in the magazine, I believe it's a serving size about 6 to 8. And if that's what we're working with today, then we'll, guests will be able to know, or not guests, we got guests. If you're having guests over, this is a perfect size for a picnic.
It might be a little bit more,
Okay.
I might serve a little bit more.
Okay, perfect.
But, okay, so start with your mayo. And then over here, I have all these fabulous ingredients. So they're not totally pre-measured, but you can get the recipe in the magazine. So I'm going to start with like a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I'm going to do a little bit of this sambal olek. This is like an Indonesian chili paste, and it's very spicy. So I would start light, and then you can always add more later.
Depending on your spice level, yeah.
Exactly. Then I like to put just like a hint of sesame oil in there to give it that yummy umami undertone. This is tamari. I use tamari instead of soy sauce because it's gluten-free. And even though we are having it on pasta, but we only use tamari in our shop. And then a little squirt of sriracha, because we all love sriracha.
Yum.
Again, you can go a little heavier, if you like the spice to be a little bit elevated. And then the rice wine vinegar, this is like a toasted rice wine vinegar or seasoned rice wine vinegar. Maybe about a quarter cup, because that's going to balance out the richness of the mayonnaise and those other spices. And kind of what you're looking for is like a little hot pink. Oh, I forgot my favorite.
Ooh.
The Thai chili sauce. We all love this. It's like the new ketchup. You can dip anything in it, and that's going to give it a little sweetness. It has a little heat to it, but it really mostly has a lot of sweetness. So now you have this really, really, really pretty base. Oh, I was going to let you taste it.
Yeah, and it took no time at all.
Here you go. Here, what do you think?
try
Taste
this out.
that.
How is it, Bobby?
That's
Spicy?
amazing.
Isn't that yummy?
And it took you like,
what, 3 minutes?
yeah, not even.
Yeah, so now I'm going to take my pasta and I'm going to put the sauce the dressing in there. Can you hand me those tongs?
Of course.
Yeah. And so we'll give this, a nice toss. And pasta always soaks up the dressing. So we're just going to start with that, and then we can toss it again a little bit later if we want. Okay, so then here, the vegetables that we put in there are sugar snap peas. You see those? And I've chopped those up. Yep. And then we've got some scallion, so green onion. Put those in there. Red bell pepper. You can do these either in chunks or in like little batons, if you will, make them a little bit bigger. Sometimes I think a little bigger is better because then you can snag it with your fork.
Yeah, a little more crunch when you want it, right?
Yeah, and sometimes when they're really small, you just can't get them with your fork. So I like them just slightly bigger. So
I love this dish for the season because it can be a main course, a great lunch item, or it can be a side at a picnic.
I have put chicken on this. I have put shrimp in there. Really good, because then it can be like a main course, al fresco dinner.
Yeah, you could package this up.
Yeah, it's a great picnic item.
Yeah.
Now, is this a salad that you serve at Foods of Vail?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
That's awesome.
And then the last thing is we like to have a little cilantro. And nice, but you don't have to pick the cilantro off like you do parsley because the stems are okay. So I'm just kind of rolling it into a little bunch, and then I'm just going to give it a rough chop. Yeah.
Nice.
And it doesn't have to be real fine either. I like to really get that flavor. And see, I have gloves on. Best tools in the world to just absolutely toss all this together.
Pretty bright looking salad. So like Kim said, it's also, time of the year, right? I mean, it almost reminds you of spring and summer.
Yeah, I mean, I'd eat it all year long.
Oh,
I
yeah,
happen to just
absolutely.
love it. Do you want to bring that bowl a little closer?
Yeah.
That serving bowl?
I think we'll be bringing this to Bravo Vail
There
this
you
summer.
go, and then
Perfect
just kind of
picnic
put
item.
it all in there.
Wow.
There you go. And then
Beautiful.
let's
Gosh,
just
amazing.
grab a little bit of our black sesame seeds.
Uh-huh.
Just for a little
finishing touch.
Wow.
finishing touch. I think that makes that so beautiful. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah?
Wow, and looks
I hope you guys are ready for lunch.
delicious.
Yeah, I hope you're ready for lunch.
So Foods of Vail is in Avon.
We are.
Yeah, tell us how to find you, and also in terms of ordering things ahead of time, how big can you handle? How you can also walk in and get a soup if you're a
We
diner.
have a brick and mortar, so you can walk in, you can take a look at all of our beautiful salads, and you can just buy them by the pound. We have fresh salmon. We have always like a chicken piccata. In the winter we might have more savory things like meatloafs and short ribs. Then we also have a whole freezer case full of lasagnas and chicken pot pies and King Ranch casseroles, and then soups galore. I mean, so you can come in and stock up your freezer. It's a great opportunity not to cook. And then we do have a full menu that you can order, all kinds of platters of food for parties, graduation parties, rehearsal dinners. We do a total off-premise catering component as well. So like this past Saturday we did the prom.
Oh yeah,
We did food for the prom. We did. And then the night before that we did a rehearsal dinner. So, all kinds of events happening in this valley.
Yeah, and if you haven't had an opportunity, I know when I'm driving around delivering magazines or looking for the next ad sale, I'm hungry a lot of times. And there's not a lot of quick options that are actually healthy options. I've gone to Foods of Vail several times, get myself a nice piece of chicken parmesan and a little side salad or just a soup to go. And I think, people should really look at you as that too. It's like, yes, you do catering, but it's a great spot to just grab a bite to eat quickly as well.
Absolutely. We have a few seats inside, and then in the summer we can spill outside, so we do have some, outdoor options for dining. And you're right, it's fast. You're just hungry, you come in, people come in and say, just give me, 5 ounces of chicken salad, and they just grab it and go.
Wow. Well, Tracy Van Kuren, thank you so much for
You're so
nourishing
welcome.
our valley and for sharing this beautiful recipe, Asian pasta salad, which you can also find in the summer and fall issue of Covered Bridge. Thank you all for watching Covered Bridge on TV8. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I?
Yes, I do. So even though you work for
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, that's all the time we have for a special Labor Day edition of Good Morning Vail. Just a special thank you to Chris Romer and the Vail Valley Partnership for that fantastic mountain perspective on the local workforce. Now, make sure to get out there, enjoy some food with your friends and family, and have a great Labor Day.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
When making money is the aim, these kids, they bring their game. They're the biz kids.
Can you dig it? Real businesses by real biz kids. Watch and learn tips on how to start your own business.
Biz kids.
Right on.
You're watching K34Q.
Hey, coming up right now, why one restaurant is saying no food for you and claiming it's all for mental health reasons.
Whoa. Also coming up, 1,000-pound sister star Amy Slayton is taking heat from fans for what she gave her twin sons for.
And coming up